Good morning. Happy Friday, August 14th. My name is Jay Vix, Jay the AI guy, and welcome to our Friday morning sessions that we've now done every single Friday since January 6th of this year, or 9th, I think we started. And I haven't missed one yet. There's been two that I recorded. Last week's was actually pre-recorded and it was a short one. Today may be a little bit of a short one, but I'm really encouraging your questions today. Today we're going to focus on, it's our last week of the AI for Operations series, right? So what I mean by AI for Operations, like, it's easy to talk about AI and using it in your branding, your marketing, your strategy, right? We can go to ChatGPT, we can go to Claude. You can use it for marketing, and we've shown you several ways to do that. But for the last 6 weeks, and I can't believe this is week 6, we've been talking about, like, marketing is cool, Jay, but how do I actually use AI in my business, in my day-to-day, so that I can get stuff done? So if you haven't caught any of these last 6 weeks, I would encourage you to go check out the replays. They're on our website, they're on YouTube, and just go back through. We talked about, having AI book appointments for you, answer the phone, answer chats. We talked about the money. We've talked how it can help you manage money. We've talked about how it can build your company brain, right, which is the basis of everything. So we've done a whole bunch in the last 6 weeks. And today's our final AI for Operations workshop. But I'm going to show you AI, but you've also noticed in the Operation series, AI gets you so far. There's AI as an assistant, but then you need AI as an agent to do the things. And then there's a special component that you're going to miss if you're just looking to chat with Claude or chat with ChatGPT or Gemini. You're going to miss a very key operational component of everything we're talking about. It's not all AI. It's also automation, right? You don't really have AI without automation and automation without AI, right? Automation is just having things happen based on some type of trigger that would then lead the things to happen. Here's a good example. A Facebook lead comes in, a Facebook message comes in to your business page, right? And that Facebook message comes in and you have an AI agent that responds, takes over the conversation, has the entire conversation with this person, books an appointment on your booking calendar for you. And then you have a confirmation message that gets sent out, which is a pre-programmed automation that happens automatically. And then you have your follow-up messages, right? So you've got the AI agent handing off to an automation. You can also have automations hand off to agents. So we're going to be talking a little bit about agents and automation today. I also want to let you know I did go back. The Google video creation tool, Google Vids, it's part of Google Workspace, part of the Office suite, docs and slides and sheets. There's also Vids for videos. The video editor has been updated. And if you're on Google Workspace, trust me, we were playing with it the other day. And if you saw any of the videos I posted on Facebook, they're just real short because I'm playing with it. The editor is the slickest editor. So I want to show you some of that today. I want to show you, I want to preview what we're going to be doing for the next 4 weeks. I've got a really great series lined up once operations is done that's going to piggyback on operations, but it's also going to save you a lot more time. All right. So feel free to put your questions in the comments. We do have a playbook, or not a playbook, but a resource guide coming out. RC is going to post that in just a few minutes. And Tyler, thank you. D, it's good to see you. Matt, Jeffrey, let me continue to say hi to some people. Avanice, of course, always love it. All right. So if you guys are on here, you can say hi. If you have questions, please, please, please just go ahead and comment wherever you're watching it. If you're on our website, if you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, we're streaming it all over the place. Just put it in the comments and I'll do my best to answer those questions. The resource was just dropped and into the chat, so you can download that. We put out a resource every week, and I could probably put out a book. I might do 1 year of AI workshops, the master guide at some point, and just throw them all out. All right, let's get started today. If I'm looking off to the side, it's because I'm looking at my notes so that I don't digress as much as I normally do. And we are going to talk about the finale, the AI for operations. We're going to talk about systems that run themselves, right? So we're going to talk about processes. We're going to talk about vendors and compliance. We're going to talk about, again, automation, finding things. And a lot of times we'll go into, I do this myself every day. I want to learn about something, or I want to find something out, and I go to Gemini, or I go to Perplexity, or I go to Claude. Typically, if I want to find something out that's newsworthy, I go to Perplexity because it's the most up to date. If I just want general information of like searching for something and getting resource, I usually go to Gemini. And if I'm trying to research or go deep, strategy, research, really do a deep dive on anything that isn't medical related, I go to Claude. If it's medical related, I go to Perplexity. Perplexity is really making their niche into medical research. So we all do this, right? We go and we search things. Well, AI is a great tool. If you upload documents, it can search those documents. I've talked about Notebook LM being one of my favorite tools. And when I go into the part today where I talk about our JourneyBuilder platform, which is the Go High Level platform, and we just white label it and build solutions. When I go into the JourneyBuilder part of this today, I will also give you an alternative for if you don't have JourneyBuilder, kind of some things that you can do. So this is it, the finale of this series. We've seen AI answer the door, basically, answer the phone calls, answer the messages, fill in the calendar, build out the brain, handle the money. We're going to wire up the last pieces. Today, process, vendors, and compliance. And then we're going to kind of hand off the keys to a business that handles a lot of the routine parts without you needing to do things, right? So again, I'm just going to give you one more example of what I talked about before, because I really don't want that to get overlooked. With this system, we have been able, you know what? I'm going to show you guys something. I made it yesterday. I wasn't going to show it to you till right now. Let me see if I can, or till later, but let me see if I can pull this up. It's a new AI video I did. It's just 10 seconds long. I used the new Google video editor. And let's see if I can pull it up and share my screen here. Because I want to show you, we made a quick video to demonstrate what we were able to do, what we've been able to do. Let's see if I got this one real quick here. This is it. And share my screen. All right, everybody seeing my screen? I want to show you guys this little video, and I'm going to explain to you exactly how we achieved this. So I hope I did audio as well, but here we go. Oops, there we go. Happy to report that our JourneyBuilder Conversation AI booking system has booked more than 4,000 appointments for our clients. Okay, happy. Oops. So yes, so I could have just said that, but thank you, Dee, for loving the resources. Yes, over 4,000 appointments booked for our clients. Do you want me to tell you exactly, how we did that? I said it earlier, but I'm gonna repeat it. Okay. That was that was AI, Tyler. That was AI. That was JI. right? So yeah, in the Google video, I'm going to talk about it a little bit more today during the smorgasbord. AI video creation using Google's tools are hands down like second to none, the easiest, the best, because you can actually make it your voice, your image, your avatar. We've done tons of them. And if I have some time, I'll show you guys some other videos. We did a whole webinar on AI video creation a little while ago. And now that this Google video builder has updated with the AI platform, especially if you're on Google Workspace, go to Google Vids, you know, and start playing. But it's ridiculous. It's so good. Okay. So we have a group of clients around the country. Okay. They're all independent. They're not franchisees, but they're all independent retail mattress stores, and they sell mattresses on an appointment basis, right? So you can't just walk into the showroom like you could for like Mattress Firm, and you walk in and then you got 5 salespeople hounding you and trying to, you know, hey, lay over here that work with me. This, you know, it's just you just make an appointment with the local mattress person. You go in, and because they don't have to hire employees, and because they don't have a fancy showroom, and because they operate by appointment only, they're able to keep their prices 50 to 80% less than the Mattress Firms, the Amazons, and all the other places in the world, right? So that's a little backstory. Here's exactly how we've been able to book over 4,000 appointments. And I want to tell you what the business owner has to do versus what the system does. So just be thinking about it. If you're using a booking calendar in your business, think about the automation piece and the AI piece. And if you don't have these pieces, we do. We can connect it for you. If you scan the QR code that's on the screen, it's got the little blue StreamYard duck in the middle of the black QR code. If you scan that, we will give you a 30-day free trial to JourneyBuilder, and we will show you exactly how we put this system together. And here's the system. We run Facebook ads for the individual dealers, right? We've been doing this for like 4 years. We don't really love running Facebook ads, but we will do it. We run Facebook ads. So somebody in, I'm going to use Greensboro since that's where I am. Somebody in Greensboro is scrolling through Facebook, right? That's my scrolling, right? They're just scrolling. All of a sudden, they see an ad for this mattress store, because Facebook targets people. They know if you're looking for a mattress. I don't know how. Just their algorithms and their data points are insane. You see this, and especially late at night, right? You're laying on that mattress and you're like, I hate my bed. I need a new mattress, right? So you're laying there, you're scrolling, all of a sudden, mattress, right? 50 to 80% less. You got this video or this ad of a beautiful mattress, and you tap on the ad. When you tap on the ad, it sends a message, a DM, to your Facebook business page, direct message, right? So now you're in Facebook Messenger. Sends it to your business page. Now, if you have a Facebook business page, likely when you get the Facebook DM, you pick up your phone, you got the app, and you start replying, right? Well, with our system, somebody clicks on the ad, and our AI agent that's trained on the business and specializes in booking appointments goes in and handles the conversation instead of you. So we train the AI agent to talk to these people and try to get them to book an appointment with the business owner, with the mattress store owner. Okay. They have the conversation. What size mattress are you looking for? Great. Here's some availability. We save you money because we set things up by meeting at the store, blah, 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 blah. And then it books the appointment. Now, inside of JourneyBuilder, we have a insane booking calendar system. I think it's like Calendly on steroids personally, but if you're not using any type of booking automation software, let's talk, scan the QR code, 30 days free. I'll show you the whole thing. But it books a calendar on it books an appointment on the business owner's calendar, the mattress dealer's calendar, all by AI. Then the automation kicks in. We send them a confirmation of that appointment, just like your doctors and dentists and everybody does. You get the confirmation, and then leading up to the appointment, you get a couple of small reminder text messages, and then they show up. Right now, there are no shows that happen. Some people won't show up, and we have a whole automation that can, when we mark that the person didn't show up in the CRM, that it sends out, it triggers a new automation to get them to reschedule so we can reduce no-shows. But the people show up for the appointment and they meet the business owner at the store. Okay. What did the business owner have to do to this point? Well, I'll tell you, since we're not interactive, nothing, right? We ran the Facebook ad, drove the person to Messenger, AI had the conversation and booked the appointment. Our automated systems confirm the appointment and send the reminders. The person shows up at the store, and all the business owner had to do was show up at the store to sell them. If we could automate that sales process in the store with a humanoid robot, we would, right? And that'll probably be something that we'll have in the next 3 to 5 years, right? There'll be humanoid mattress sales robots. I don't know. And then we take it one step further, right? Imagine if you just woke up and you just saw your calendar, you had 3 appointments today, and you just went to sell the mattresses or sell whatever it is you do. Do a discovery call, do a fact finding, do a save you money. I know Avanice, my friend Avanice, she's got a great product that we're going to be giving you. It's $1,000, and we're going to give it to people for free, right? To help businesses like track their money and their spend and savings, right? And be able to save a lot more money. So quick plug for Avanice on that, but I'll be sending an email out about that very soon. You'll be able to just get a free, anyway, imagine if all she had to do was show up to do these sessions because AI did all the rest, got them to the session. And then what we do is after that appointment, we send the business owner a text message. It's automated. We have it set up. We say 20 minutes after the appointment time. You could do an hour after, you could do 40 minutes, whatever you want. 20 minutes after, send the business owner a link, a text message with a link to a form. In that form, it says, and you pull it up on your phone, how did the appointment with Joe Smith go? Right? So now you've got this form on your phone, and there's like sold, lost, no show, was purchased, it doesn't matter. There's a couple of options, the outcome, the disposition of the appointment. And then if you pick that they purchased, a whole bunch of other options come up on this form of like, how much was it? What did they buy? Blah, 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 blah. And you can add notes, and it's all linked into your one system, right? JourneyBuilder is a complete system for that. So, so then we're tracking the sales, we're tracking the appointments, we're tracking the whole business data. And all the business owner had to do is show up, sell a mattress, and fill out a quick form on his phone. Takes, less than 30 minutes to sell the mattress and another less than 3 to 4 minutes to fill out the form. And they made, I don't know, $500, $1,000, $1,500, $2,000, depending on what was purchased, right? I got one of those fancy split adjustable kings when I bought mine, and it was dirt cheap compared to Tempur-Pedic and better. Okay, so that's the whole system, right? Like that is an entire thing you can do. And now what I want to show you is a couple other ways that we can use this in automation. So I'm going to open up my friend Claude. RC also posted the link for the 30-day free trial. If you're interested, let me know. And then immediately after you set that up, we'll book a time. We'll go in, we'll show you exactly what you want to do in there and help you get some low-hanging fruit. And then, we call it low-hanging fruit, solve a problem, a real problem for you real quick, because that will make you want to keep the software. And so, all right, we're going into Claude. Here's what we're going to do today, or for right now. Where did my notes go? I lost them again. There it is. Is this it? Yes. Okay. Okay. So here's the first demo. What I did, this is how we can use Claude to kind of take care of the boring but critical in our operations, right? So here's one thing that we might want to do, right? And if you guys were here in week 1 of this series, we gave a list of like 50 operational jobs that AI and agents and assistants could do. All right. So if you don't have that, maybe RC, I don't know if you could be able to find it right away, but we can get that to you maybe by the end of the hour. We had it's from week 1. It was the 50 jobs that we can automate. So I'm going to copy a prompt in here. All right. By the way, was the mattress by appointment guy here in the triad? Yes, his name is Jeff Meisner. He's on 29 by Wendover. There's a news station right in that same plaza. He has a sign out on the road about mattresses if you're heading up 29 north, right before you get to Wendover. Jeff Meisner, tell him I sent you. Yes, and I got my mattress for probably $2,500 less than I would have got it anywhere else, including Amazon. But there's 300 something of these mattress stores around the country. So yeah, you drive by that all the time. Yeah, there you go, Tyler. Yeah. I can give you his number. I don't know that I can get it right now, but yeah, absolutely. That's make an appointment. You can't just show up. He won't be there. He might be, but he'd be helping somebody else. But yeah, you save a ton of money when you buy a mattress from there. That's my plug for mattress by appointment. So let's see. I got Avanice's plug. I got Jeff's plug. Just kidding. Anybody else want me to plug something for him today? All right. Here's what we got. So I'm going to copy a prompt in here. All right. Let's do a business type. Let's see. Opening and closing checklist for a retail let's see. Let me think of a retail gift shop. I don't know why I'm capitalizing everything. Okay, that I can print and post, right? So here's one way you can help with operations. You can actually have it build and then you can edit, right? I probably didn't need to use Opus 5 Medium. I could have went with something a little bit less powerful. All right. But let's just see. Yeah, here, you know what? I'm going to stop it. I'm going to go to a quicker, faster model that'll do just as good a job. Sonnet 5 medium effort. And let's try that again. I just don't want to waste time. And we said retail gift shop, right? I guess I could just copy this. Copy, paste. Should be a little bit faster this way. Right? Everybody needs SOPs, right? Everybody needs their standard operating processes, procedures, how the store gets opened, how the store gets closed. You might need like how to process a return or an exchange, or how to process a sale. You might need employee manuals, handbooks. And we showed you a couple weeks ago Notebook LM, which is it's now Gemini Notebook. It's Google's notebook. But look at this. Look at this that fast in my brand, because Claude knows my brand. It's trained on my brand. But just look at this. Opening and closing checklist in seconds. Opening duties for a retail shop. Closing duties for a retail shop. And then all you really need to do, you could print it right from here. You could also download it. And if you download it, it's HTML. You can open it in like a PDF or Word. And then that's pretty wild, right? Yeah, everybody needs checklists, Matt. Everybody needs checklists for everything you do in business. You should have that. And what we do with this, what I would do with this now, to go one step further, now that AI created it, I would take, I'm going to copy this. I would go to Notebook, Gemini Notebook. So Notebook LM, if you're not familiar with it, it's called Gemini Notebook now, but let's share this tab, right? And then in my notebook, I could add the copied text, add the HTML, it should work as markdown. No. Okay, it didn't do that. Clean search. All right, hold on a second. Probably want to down. Here's what I want to do. I'd want to hit Control P, save it as a PDF. Nope, I can't do it that way. I should be able to do it. Let's see, we'll publish it as an artifact. I think that I can do. Let's see if I can do the artifact here. I'm wasting time. What I should do is I should just say, give it to me as a PDF. Why waste time trying to convert? Just tell it. Tell Claude. Sorry, I was on the wrong screen. I'm just going to tell it. Here we go. You could, yeah, I was trying to, I couldn't download. It was HTML. So it was like a web page. I would have had to put it, on a web page and then convert it. So here's a PDF version, right? It's much faster and easier. It also gives it to you as a Google Drive version. So I could download, actually I could get the Google Drive link, but I'll just download it. All right, so I'm going to save this. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to come back over to Notebook LM. I'm going to get rid of that source. All right, and now what I'll do is I'll drag that PDF over here and it'll re-update. All right. Should re-update that. Okay, let's just see. So if you put it in Notebook, now we can say, what is the first thing an employee needs to do in the morning? Now, if they have the checklist, they'll be able to see it. But if you were training somebody, yeah, the Notebook LM training, Matt, is, yeah, everything's on there. Claude is great. That's right. Yeah, everything's on YouTube. Everything's also on our website, jtheaiguy.com. We have all the past episodes and the Notebook LM trainings. I've done extensive Notebook LM trainings because we also built a software called the Cortex, which is like a business brain. So you're not seeing the right screen with the notebook. You're right. Here we go. Okay, here we go. So what I did was I just said, what's the first thing an employee needs to do in the morning? And Notebook says the first thing an employee needs to do in arriving is disarm the alarm system and unlock the front door. Immediately following this, the rest of the arrival routine includes blah, 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 right? You can even turn that into a quiz. You could turn it into a podcast. You can do a whole bunch of trainings with this. Now, why did I do this in Notebook LM? Couldn't I have just done this in Claude and said, here's my gift shop checklist. Let's put that into a Claude project and done it off there? Absolutely 100%. Okay. Thank you, RC. RC just put the replays, Matt, for you, the link to them. All right. So, yeah. So if I come back over to Claude, right, and I have this now, do I really need to go to Notebook? No. However, here's what I like about Notebook. Notebook Gemini Notebook or Notebook LM is source grounded. So it's not going to go out and search the web necessarily or try to make up information. I'll show you what I mean by that. Like, come back over here. Is this, what do I do? What do I do with the pizza at the end of the night? I hope there was nothing about clean up food, but maybe that it might tell you have to clean up any leftover food, but it should say, I don't know, this is a retail shop, not a pizza restaurant. Unless in that checklist there was something about cleaning up and throwing out food, taking out the trash, then it might say that. Let's see what it does here. Right, here we go. Here we go. Oh, both. Your sources do not mention pizza or any other food items. Because this document is an operational checklist specifically tailored for a retail gift shop, food disposal is not covered. However, under closing sales floor routine, the checklist does require employees to empty all trash bins before leaving. If pizza is considered waste, it would be disposed of as part of the trash. Would you like me to help draft a custom version of closing checklist that would include specific rules for handling staff food, bathroom cleanup, or waste? Hey, that is why Gemini Notebook is incredible. Because it actually thought through that, but it's only using the checklist. The fact that we don't mention pizza, it's letting us know. What do you mean? What are you talking about, pizza? Right? But if this is what you're talking about, well, the checklist does cover that. And I think that is awesome. I think in Claude, you might get a different answer. I don't know. Claude is pretty good. We can try it. Let's come over to Claude. But what I would do in Notebook is you take these checklists, you take your SOPs, you take your employee handbook, you take your legal contracts, vendor agreements, anything, right? Take all of that and put it into a series of notebooks. We do 6 notebooks. I always forget one. Whenever I go through it, it always slips my mind on one of them. You have HR, you have your human resources notebook, sales, marketing, operations, leadership, and research. I got them all right. 6 notebooks, and you put certain things in that. I have the whole training on that as well. So, but let's just see. Let's see what it says about pizza. I could have said, what do we do with the pizza that didn't sell? Here we go. Not sure what pizza you mean in this context. Is that related to the gift shop? Okay, so that's pretty good too. So Claude did know. And you could put that into a project if you're using Claude. You could put, all of your operation stuff into a Claude project, and that would work. If you're not sure how to do projects, if you go into projects, you could create a new project and keep everything organized, right? Cool. Let's go back to my chats. I want to show you the next thing. There is my, didn't I just do that in a new chat? There we go, artifacts. Okay, there we go. So that is that. This is one way you can use it. The next thing I want to show you guys is a email. Well, let's do this. I want to upload a vendor contract that I put in here. So in Claude, and you could do this in Notebook as well. But in Claude, I'm going to add a file, and I'm going to pull up a document. And what the document is it's a vendor contract. And the vendor contract has to do, I was trying to come up with something funny that we would all get a kick out of, especially if in your late teenage years you happen to sell vacuum cleaners door to door, because I was a Kirby salesperson for about a month when I was 18 or 19. And so I was like, let's do a vendor contract for a door-to-door vacuum company sales organization because their vendors supply them with vacuums, right? So I'm going to, I built a sample vendor contract for this. You know what? I should do this in a new chat. Sorry. Let me just do a new chat. All right. So I got this sample vendor contract. And this vendor contract is a supply and distribution agreement for a Whirly Whirl vacuums or something like that. All right. So I've uploaded that. And then there's a couple things we can do with this. We can say, draft a firm but friendly email to a supplier about a late order. Well, it'll look at the contract, the vendor, and it should have some information about a late order and then be able to draft it. And we've all seen this before. You can use ChatGPT, use all these things, but if you have documentation, then it can help you write what you need to write based on facts, right? So I've drafted this as Whirlwind Wally's distributor writing to Zephyr line manufacturer, leaning on the actual terms in the agreement. And they're going to give me 3 different versions because I'm back on Opus. Right? But it will use the PDF to get the actual information that says what they're supposed to do. So we've got a claim the credit. Under section 4.1, the order was due to ship within 10 business days, which put us at here. As of this, we're blah, blah, blah. Right? So 2 things I need from you, a ship firm, ship date. So that's a good one. Then units first, then give us the credits later, and then put them on notice. Right? I'd be really mad if I had to write an email to put somebody on notice. But there's a couple of options as to how you could send that. But here's where contracts really shine. And I think it does it in Notebook as well. Contracts really good if you have this contract or vendor agreement and we put in a prompt like this. Summarize this in plain English. List every key date and flag anything I should watch. If you have a vendor agreement, if you have legalese, all right, well, I won't be able to see you, but raise your hand if you love reading legal agreements. Okay, so Matt might have raised his hand because he's I think you're still working for an attorney. But I would imagine that nobody raised their hand. They don't love reading legal agreements. I can't stand it, right? I just, the legalese just throws me for a loop, right? So here we go. Yeah, there you go, Matt. I don't, but I have an attorney that does, right? So, okay, summarize this in plain English. List every key date and flag anything I should watch. This is really cool. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to go ahead and I don't want to do it in Opus either. Let me switch that back. By the way, if you're wondering about models, like 4.7, 4.8 are fine. For Opus, Sonnet is a really good one if you just need something written for you. It's all based on credits, and it's also, the models are smarter and smarter. Like there is now Fable 5, which is an incredible program for really analyzing and building complex things, solving complex problems, coding, programming. So anyway, but they use more credits in your plan. So I'm going to go to Sonnet 5, and I'm going to share, or I'm going to send this message. So it's going to look at that PDF agreement. And it's going to talk to me. Oh, you know, another fun thing you can do? Summarize this in plain English, list every key date, flag anything I should watch, give it to me on a 4th grade level, or explain this to a 5th grader or a 1st grader. Right. And it will make it so, like, whatever level you feel like you need this in, you know, it's just you and Claude having the conversation. Right. Okay. So here's what the deal is. Zephyr Line is an Ohio vacuum manufacturer. By the way, fictitious company. If there truly is a Zephyr Line Ohio vacuum manufacturer, I mean no harm or disrespect. And then if your business is Whirlwind Wally's and you're watching this, again, purely coincidental. But they resell them door to door in exchange, blah, blah, blah. Here's every key date and deadline, like I asked for. Okay. All the deadlines in here. Here's what we would flag. The territory is blank. So you don't have this. This needs to be filled in. Wally's own entity info is unfilled. So what is the entity info? LLC, S Corp, where's the state? Where was the state it was formed? It's sloppy. Pricing gap. Pricing is firm only through this 12 months in, but the initial term runs through 18 months. Right. So you can see there's a whole bunch of things. Now, this is what I love about this, right? Let's say you want an attorney to review this whole agreement. Not a bad idea. I mean, Claude's not a lawyer. Claude's not giving you legal advice, right? But if the attorney has to read the entire agreement, it might take 5 hours, 10 hours, right? Depending on how big it is. A 70-page agreement, that's going to take several hours, right? What is that attorney's cost per hour? A lot. So here's one thing you could do. And again, you're not asking for legal advice. But what I might do is I would say, hey, Mr. Attorney, can you just take a look at these items and, review this or let me know what we need to do or help me fix this, right? Now he only has to go through this and be able to explain what that is. So you're saving on attorney costs, but you're not asking Claude for the legal advice. Claude is just going through it and saying, these are some gaps. These are things I would flag. These are things I would ask the attorney about, right? So you could save yourself some money that way. So we've got some things now. And then what if I have in this agreement, yeah, we charge $400 an hour for reviews. So you are saving a lot, right? Exactly. So if if you have this agreement and it's going to take you 5 hours, that's $2,000. If you give them this and say, hey, can you just go through these parts and that we flagged and help me fix that? Well, maybe you've cut that from 5 hours down to 2, right? So 800 versus 2,000, saving $1,200, right? And again, it's just a place to start, right? So, yeah, very good. All right, now what I want to do is I want to say, I have a policy, I have a change that I want to make in this policy. And where did I put it? I think I downloaded it. Let's see, 14. Vendor, quick start, shop checklist. Media, hold on a second, everybody. I thought I had that downloaded. Oh, yes, I do. I just go back here. Nope. All right, hang on 1 second. Silly. I thought I had, I'm pretty sure I did. And I just can't find it now. Oh, no, I got it. Okay. The policy update. I do have it. Okay. So here's what we could do. So in this agreement, in this document, right? Vendor agreement. If we have inside the current policy, we can go into Claude and we can say current policy says this, right? Hang on, current policy says this. Oh yeah, so current policy. So if you know that this is the current policy, okay, all sales reps are required to conduct in-home demonstrations between 10 and 7, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And then you say, we need to change this. This is the update that needs to work its way into the policy above. Here's the change. And I'm going to paste that. Okay, so this is the update. Oops. And we'll say that this is this. All right, so we want to change the top from the bottom. And now my prompt just says, update this policy to reflect the new rule and mark what changed, right? So, right, so you could put the prompt in and then you could put in the 2 snippets if you had them, but copying and pasting is easy. With AI, you do a lot of copy and paste, right? But this is what's going to look at the updates, and it's going to do the changes. And don't be afraid to think about your business. What are you spending time doing? What are you looking at? What are you reviewing? What do you need to delegate? That's a big one. What do you need to delegate? Think about this. If you could have someone come into your business and take something off of your plate, what is the first thing that comes to mind? Right? Answer that for yourself. What is it like every month or every week or every day? What is it that you're doing that you're like, I really don't like this? For me, it was bookkeeping. For me, it was, well, actually, I take that back. Not even bookkeeping. For me, it was reconciling expenses in my business. I don't like it. I never did. I would wait till the month was just about over, or the last day of the month, or maybe the first day of the new month. And then I would go back through the bank statements and reconcile. Now with AI, and if you watched last week's episode, you could see how there's lots of ways you could do it. But my first delegation, a bookkeeper. I brought a bookkeeper into my business. Not as I didn't hire, but I brought on a bookkeeper, a third-party company, bookkeeping firm, right? And they take care of, I'm doing plugs. Luann Gaffney from Balanced Vintage has been my bookkeeper for years now. Reconciles expenses, gives me my balance sheet, gives me the P&L. I don't have to do it. It was so worth it to get rid of that task. Now, I can use AI now, like I said last week, to go through those reports she sends me, or anything out of QuickBooks, and I can say, show me where I'm spending too much money, or show me what I need to do to get to X number of dollars a month in net profit, right? And AI can help me with those things, right? So it made the change. It did it in an artifact, and then I can copy this and I can update the policy. I can even say update the whole PDF. All right. Now, everybody with me so far? That's pretty good. And I can't believe I'm already at 45 minutes. All right. I'm going to show you guys a quick review. I want to show you what I talked about earlier with the automation, right? Remember, I went back, and I'm going to kind of shift gears from policies and procedures because that's boring. Luann is great. Thank you, Sarah. Luann is amazing. She's wonderful. If you guys are in need of somebody to, she's also a fractional CFO. So, which means she can be a part-time chief financial officer in your organization if you can't afford the full-time one. And I would recommend her. Go ahead, throw it in the comments, whatever you guys do. I'll plug all of you, right? You came to my webinar, I want to plug your business. All right. All right, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go into JourneyBuilder for a minute. Put in the comments if anybody has ever run a podcast or currently runs a podcast. Drop it in the chat. Let me know. I'll give it a minute while I'm looking for what I was looking to show you. Anybody ever run a podcast or has a podcast? Tell me in the chat. Like talking on camera. I have one, or I haven't done an episode in a long time, but it was less of a podcast, more of an interview series. But I would interview business owners all about them and their business so that they could have some video content to use in their social media or in their marketing. on their website. So it's called Meet the Experts. Did 110 episodes, 113, I think, episodes of Meet the Experts from 2020 to 2025. And don't know why necessarily I stopped. I guess my focus changed a little bit more with AI, but podcasts are great. But I want to show you some automation that we did. Sarah did an internal podcast for change management. Very good. So you're familiar with all the different things that you've had to do, right? So here's what I'm going to share. So inside of our JourneyBuilder platform, and this is not a sales pitch for JourneyBuilder. I just can't show you. Well, kind of is, kind of. I would love it if you became my client. So yeah, kind of is a free webinar. I'm going to tell you about JourneyBuilder, right? This is what I use every day. It's hard for me to go into another marketing automation or CRM platform and be like, this is how you do it without spending money with me, because you're going to spend money with somebody, right? Claim it, Jay. That's right. That's right. So this is JourneyBuilder. I want to show you what we did in here that didn't even have the AI, but I want to talk about the automation. Remember at the beginning, I told you about AI is good. It can do conversations. It can do this. It can run agents. It can create things. It can, identify, research, all the things, act on your behalf, right? But then you need to plug that into automation. And sometimes they go hand in hand, right? So here are some automations that we did when I ran Meet the Experts. I actually set up a JourneyBuilder account for Meet the Experts, and inside the automations, I set up 5 steps. The first thing we would do on the automation was we would do a sound check, which is basically like a get to know you. Somebody would book a time that showed they're interested in being a guest on Meet the Experts so that I could interview them and let them talk about themselves for 30 minutes, which is great. What business owner doesn't want to talk about themselves for 30 minutes? I could have probably made it a 6-hour show and the business owner would probably get halfway done. But they book an initial sound check. I called it sound check just because I want to make sure that where I'm going to be interviewing them, that they have a decent camera, good microphone. We don't have it's just not terrible, right? I mean, I always told them any basic webcam, blank wall behind you or a bookshelf or something nice if you have it, and decent microphone or use a headset, right? If at all possible. So they would book a sound check with me, right? So here, when they book it, what we set up is they book it in my booking calendar, Meet the Expert sound check. I'd assign it, I don't remember, to myself, right? You can assign it to a team member. We add a tag that the sound check was booked. We update an opportunity in our sales pipeline or our podcast pipeline. It wasn't really a sales pipeline of where they are in that pipeline in stages, right? You guys might think of it as sales. You might have like prospect, lead, demo booked, one lost, right? It's basic sales pipeline. We did a kind of a project pipeline where it was, sound check prospect, sound check booked, sound check no show, episode scheduled, episode complete, guest follow-up, past guest list, right? And we put people in those stages, but we automated that. We don't have to click and drag people to the stages. We let actions move people. So we're updating them to the sound check booked stage here. Then we're sending a confirmation email from me to them. Your Meet the Expert sound check pre-interview has been confirmed for this date to speak with a member of our production team, blah, blah, blah. And then here's the link to the StreamYard to get in a virtual studio with me. Everybody, is this making sense for everybody? And then we add to Google Calendar, add to iCal, cancel, reschedule, thanks. Then 24 hours before that appointment, we send a quick text message. Hey, first name tomorrow is your initial pre-interview. You guys have seen these before. You get them. You get confirmations and reminders. I get them every day, right? Everybody sends these now. So you need to be sending confirmations and updates. And if your inventory gets low, maybe trigger something like that, right? And then we just have a reminder and then one more an hour before, SMS and an email. So a text and an email, one more, okay? So now anytime somebody books an appointment on the calendar, I don't have to do anything except show up. That's the goal of all of this, guys. Make it so that you just have to show up to do what you want to do. And most of us are the salesperson in our company. Most of us are the chief revenue officer for our company. Small businesses, it's up to us, right? We can hire a salesperson, but typically we don't need to hire a salesperson until like we literally can't sell anymore, right? Like we're just overwhelmed. So make that thing that you want to do as the chief revenue officer, which is selling, make it so you just have to show up and talk to people. Have somebody run your ads. Have an AI, which AI can now run your ads. Have an AI run your ads. Have an AI chat with everybody who's interested. Have an AI book the appointments for you or drive people to a website to the booking calendar. And then have the automations, send everything, and just show up. Guys, that's what this whole series has been about the last 6 weeks. Just helping you to just have to show up to make your company profitable. That's it. That's it. Right? So here, I'll show you a little bit more. So once they book the sound check, if they didn't show for the sound check, looks like I never had that problem, but we would send a follow-up to ask them to reschedule. Once they were scheduled, we had some information that would get sent to them and some internal notifications of a new episode. Once the episode was complete, we actually had an offer to make money, right? Because we did this for free. Like I'm like, hey, Sarah, you want to be a guest on my podcast? What's it about? Oh, it's called Meet the Experts. I want to interview and learn everything I can about your business, right? I want you to tell me all about it as if it were a promotional video. I'm going to ask you 6 questions that are going to really get to the heart of how you help people or businesses, right? And then I'm going to just give you the video and you can do whatever you want with it. You can cut it up into little social media sound bites. You can put the video on your website. You can promote it on social that, hey, I was a guest on this podcast. Do whatever you want with it. Totally free. It was easy to do 113 episodes when that was my pitch, right? But I went through a lot of production for this, so I automated as much as I could. And then we said, hey, you just did this show, right? We got to know each other, really excited about what you do. Thank you for doing this. I know that you're a XYZ, right? It was all on Zoom, Tyler. It was all through virtual, right? So it wasn't in person. You could do it from anywhere. And then, sure, Tyler, I would love to do that. Masterclass on production of starting, something like that. Got it. So what we would do then is we would say, hey, you're a chief cook and bottle washer, right? You're not a video editor. You're not a marketing company. You're not a social media person. You probably never edited a video. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. But you know what? We can do that. So if you'd like, you can pay us and we will chop it up into small social media bits, or we can help you put it on your website. And we built a package that we could sell them after the fact if they needed help promoting it. Because what happened was we were doing like the first 40 or 50 episodes that we did, we realized that we would do it. We'd give the business owner the video files and they would maybe save them or download them. And then they would collect the virtual dust. They would just collect virtual dust. They wouldn't do anything with them. They didn't know what to do, how to promote it, what to do. So we made a guide. Here's how you promote it, blah, blah. But really it was, hey, if you want, we'll do the editing. Now with AI, gosh, you can just take every episode and run it and get AI generated clips. We do it in StreamYard. I'll have AI generated clips of this webinar today. I'll have it within an hour of this webinar being over, and RC can post those clips on social media. They're like highlight reels, right? So anyway, so this was pretty much how we did it. And then we had our forms and a website. And then on our AI studio, now we didn't even have AI studio. I could build an entire website for this in minutes. Like I could come into AI studio, build me a landing page to replace the old one, Meet the Experts podcast.com, because our AI studio that's in here now is incredible. We're building apps, we're building calculators, we're building commission calculators, estimator tools. I built an insurance person like a budgetary thing, so they know how much they could pay a producer in their agency. Like we're building tons of stuff. Look, you can build dashboards, e-commerce, portfolios, food ordering apps, chat apps, all inside of our builder here. But I didn't even have this when I was doing the episode, right? So now I can tell AI right inside my platform to build me a website, and I gave it the reference one. So it's going to understand the content, then ask about, and it's just going to build the website. And I'll tell you what, I'll come back to this, hopefully before the end of time. We go till 12. So if you got Eastern, so we have 30 more minutes. I usually don't always go till an hour and a half. And if you need to go, totally understand. I hope you can stay. I hope you can stay right to the end. There's a few more things I want to show you today. But yeah, this is all, Tyler, this is all in JourneyBuilder. This is all in JourneyBuilder. The full CRM, the automations, everything that I'm doing, the AI chat assistants, the AI booking assistants, the website builder, the online reviews, reputation, Google business, Facebook, social media, scheduling, automation, all of it is in JourneyBuilder. So yeah. Oh, here we go. Which color palette best fits Meet the Experts? We could say this one. It's close. Or I could just write my own. I know my colors. I like sans serif fonts. I don't like the little tails. I don't know why this one says work sans. That looks like a serif, not a sans. We'll use outfit. I love this layout look. And yeah, interactive guest application and booking. This would be great. Right? And it's just going to build it. All right. So I'm going to come back. I mentioned to you at the beginning, I hope everybody's with me. If there's any questions or if I said something and then I moved on and we skipped, let me know in the comments. Just ask the question. You could just comment and I will answer them in real time while this is working. I think I covered everything operationally that I wanted to cover, but I did mention at the beginning about Google's new, it's not new, they've had it for a while. So are you guys familiar? There's Google Docs, right? There's Google Sheets, which are like your spreadsheets. There's Google Slides, which is like your PowerPoint alternative. And then there's Google Vids, which is a video creation, video editor tool, right? All right, let me come off of this tab and I'm going to go back to Google Vids and let this thing do its work. If you have Google Workspace, you have the Google Video Editor. You should now, if you're on a Workspace plan, paid plan, you should now be able to create your own avatar based on your likeness, your image and likeness. When I did the webinar teaching you how to do that about 2 months ago or 3 months ago, we showed you how to use Google Flow Builder, which still is their big builder, but they pretty much took it away from everybody who wasn't spending hundreds of dollars a month. I happen to be, but then they gave me this and it's better. So you can actually build your own avatar. I can't do it because mine's already built. I'd have to redo my avatar, but I built my avatar, and then you can have your avatar in an AI video, right? And you have all these different options, or you can just describe your video. You can put in logos, images, characters, yourself, right? But then you've got all the other video editing tools like voiceovers. You can add music to your video. You can use the Nano Banana Pro image creation tool, right? Which is amazing. And then we did one yesterday with the Grand Canyon. We had a picture of the Grand Canyon, and then we showed me on the Grand Canyon. I might be able to show you guys that video today. You can upload from your Google Drive and photos if you want to put yourself in something else, or use overlays or stock video, B-roll, right? You can put captions on your video automatically. It'll generate captions. You could put a box with text and logos in it, just like you would edit in Microsoft. I mean, Microsoft in, well, maybe Microsoft Word or Google Docs, right? So this video editor, you can actually animate and do all of everything. You can edit video or create video. I'm going to show you a video that I did. Guys, this took, the one I'm going to show you, it's only like 15 seconds. It took me about 7 minutes. I'm going to say that again. The one I'm about to show you took me about 7 minutes to create the 15-second video. Using the Google Flow Builder would have taken me probably 2 hours. I was doing it for a test. So Delroy, who works with me, if you guys remember way back in like week 3 of these workshops, Delroy came on and we talked about vibe coding, which is using AI to code tools, calculators, programs, software, whatever. We did a whole thing on it. But Delroy was telling me the other day, he's like, man, I would just love if there was an easy tool that could make it so that when I snap my fingers, like it looks like I started a fire off my hand. So within 2.5 minutes, I sent him that. But then I was like, you know what? I'm going to extend this video out and I want to show people what is possible from just a 1 or 2 sentence prompt using the Google Video Editor in Google Workspace. All right, so watch this video and see if I can turn the volume up a little bit and then let it play. But this is it's only 27 seconds. It's a 30-second video. Whoops. 30-second video. Here we go.
You thought AI.
Sorry.
You thought you knew AI for creating cool stuff. Let me show you something really cool. AI video is becoming easier, faster, cheaper, all while creating very cool cinematic effects. Wow, this city is way too crowded and loud for me. This quiet countryside is much better. Now I'm ready for my animated adventure.
Guys, I did that in about 7 minutes. I didn't do anything. Once I had my avatar created, now that I have my avatar, I can come in. I'll show you.
Check out.
I click on my avatar. Okay. I select it. This is all I do. Once your avatar is created, this is all I do. And let's create a fun scene for me. Me sitting in my office talking about our JourneyBuilder AI-powered operating system while wearing a big Texas cowboy hat and eating a sandwich. How random is that, right? Watch this. That's all I did. I just made up a sentence. This is what I want my video to show. And it'll make 10 seconds. I'll get 10 seconds from it. You ready? It's this easy. It's literally this easy. This is like people say, oh my God, how did you do that? It's like wizardry. I learned how to formulate a sentence in 2nd grade, and I used those skills in this platform. Like literally. So we'll let it generate. It's already halfway done. It's already halfway generated. Now, is it going to be perfect? I don't know, but it'll be good enough. And then you can edit it and you can regenerate it and you can adjust your prompt. And some of that will take a little bit of time, but I pretty much all this was like first go round. I didn't do any edits. All right, here we go. Let's see how it looks. And I want to insert it as a new scene when it's done. All right, I'm going to insert this.
Howdy,
Oops.
we are building something.
All right, you ready? How long did that take, guys? A sentence and about a minute and a half? Here we go.
Howdy, we are building something huge here. Our JourneyBuilder AI-powered operating system is changing everything. It makes running your business right across Texas.
That's so funny. That is so funny. Now, I would redo it. I don't love it because the sandwich looked weird and there were some cuts, the little jump cuts in there that I didn't like. But you get the point. I didn't have to sit and record it and get the lighting just right. I didn't even have to go buy a cowboy hat. I didn't have to make a sandwich. It just did it. It just did it. Right? So, yeah. And I mean, I'm on just the regular workspace extended plan. So I think I pay $26 a month for my Google Workspace account for me. Like I have a team account, so I pay like $16 for each of my team members. I'm on like but this plan that I'm on with Google Workspace, they haven't told me that I've reached a limit yet. I don't know if they're charging me or not, but I'm not seeing any bills or invoices or usage reports. So who knows? Next week I could tell you I just got charged $7,000 from Google for doing no. But anyway, so that's that. All right, let's go back and take a peek at our website generation. If you guys remember, I just told it again. I formulated a sentence: build me a landing page to replace meettheexpertspodcast.com. I answered a couple questions. I want the sound check to be the calendar that I want to connect with. But here's the website it built. Apply to be a guest. Conversations with the people building tomorrow. Meet the Experts, a long-form interview show where founders, scientists, and operators share their unfiltered story behind the work. No sound bites, just substance. Apply to be a guest. Latest episode. I can even click on it and say, look, let's replace this with an actual episode because this isn't one. How many downloads, reviews, industries, where they can listen to it. Right? So here I just built a website. Just built the website that fast. And now I'm connecting my calendar, like my actual calendar on here. And then what I could do is I can add an AI chat assistant to pop up that can actually do the bookings for me. So you don't even have to go to the calendar. You can just chat with my AI and it will put an appointment on the calendar and then trigger the automations. I just have one question to ask everybody. You guys have been with me. A lot of you have been with me since January of 2026, learning every week. Thanks, Dee. I appreciate you as always. Every week learning something from me, right? But I really need to know that this work that I'm doing, these teaching sessions, these show and tells, these, hack and teach types of sessions, that you get it. You understand how this can say, it's not just a cute toy. It's not like, oh, I'm going to go play with this and then I've got to get back to real work. Does everybody get and see how this can save you massive amounts of time, money, labor, resources, effort, energy, sleep? Let me know in the comments. Does everybody kind of get everything we've been doing like for the last 8 months, right? Because I'm not done. We're going to keep doing these. But I need, yeah, they are making a difference. Powerful. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Avenues. Tyler, yes. Yeah. If you guys get JourneyBuilder, free 30 days, I want to work with you to just kind of solve that one quick problem. And then you can either be on your own or you can hire us to build the whole thing out for you. Right. That's fine. Matt, thank you. I'm going to put some of these comments. I really do appreciate what everybody says. As long as you guys understand, like, this is real. This is not AI is the future anymore. Like, AI is we're doing it in real world stuff, right? Anybody's phone ring incessantly, or you have somebody. I was working with a sports performance place. They do chiropractic and personal trainers and physical therapy and massage and all under one roof, right? And then they even have like a coffee shop in Greensboro. It's a sports performance center. And we had a meeting with them, and they said to me, our phones ring all day long. People wanting to book appointments, change appointments, make appointments, talk to a doctor, this and that. Like they have 2 front desk people, and the 2 front desk people stay on the phone all day. And then the calls don't stop at 5 o'clock. Calls still come in, but a lot of times they're both on the phone and the phone's ringing, right? Because they have multiple lines. And I was like, well, why don't you just, and they haven't done this yet. I'm still working with them. If you know anybody over at a Greensboro sports performance place, if you're not sure the name of it, just Google what I just said. But yeah, like, have an AI answer every call that the human can't. Use it for your overflow. Use it for what happens between 5 p.m. and 8 a.m. the next morning when you're missing calls. If you're missing, speed to lead is important, guys. If somebody says, I'm interested in your service, and you don't get back to them for 2 or 3 days, chances are they've already gotten that service they were looking for, but it wasn't from you, right? Yes, Avenues, thank you. Use JourneyBuilder to build powerful websites. Trust me, it can change your life. I love it. I love it. And look, it wasn't a sales presentation. I want to give it to you. I want you to use it for 30 days. I want you to, no harm, no foul if you want to cancel before the 30 days is up. Yeah, Matt, we miss so many calls after hours and on the weekends. Throw an AI agent on it. They don't even have to do much. They can even say, hey, this is law firms. I know it's an estate planning, right? So, we're the AI agent for the estate planning. We can help you get your message to the right place, or we wanted to make sure that your call was answered, and to tell you that it is important to us, and if you want to book an appointment, or give me a number and we'll have someone call you back, or tell me a little bit about what you're calling about. And then the AI can add it to the notes in the CRM, notify the attorney, notify you immediately, and then you can get back in touch with them. If you're a roofer or an HVAC or a plumber, and somebody calls and you're on a roof or under a house, or your hands are down in a toilet, right? You can't answer the phone. What will some people do? If you're a plumber, you're already in a house and you're up to it in whatever you're up to it in, right? And the phone rings, you can't grab it, but that person that's calling has a toilet who's in the same situation, right? Leaking, running, overflowing, whatever it is, clogged, right? And to them, it's an emergency. Now, you can't answer the phone. What are they going to do? They're going to go to the next one on the Google results when they search. Don't let that happen. Put in missed call text back, where it texts them. If you miss the call, it'll text them right away and say, hey, sorry, my hands are filthy right now working with a client. I can help. How can I help? Let me know. I'll call you right back as soon as I'm done. Or have it go to an AI answering. Hey, this is Joe's Plumbing's AI assistant. Your call is really important, but Joe happens to be with a client right now. So let me take a message for you. Let me help you. It's a receptionist. We can probably get out there today or tomorrow. Here's the calendar availability. Or if you need, we'll call you back the second we can. We'll pass this along to Joe right now. And as soon as he gets his hands washed, he'll call you back. Whatever it is, right? Oh, here we got this. Yeah. So yeah, all of this are things that we now have. All right, we're going to wrap up. I got to tell you what's coming the next 4 weeks. We are going to start talking about things that are going to save you even more time and money. This is a piggyback on this operation series. We're going to start talking about skills. Yes, I said it. Skills. Anybody use an AI skill yet? Because everybody that I've interviewed and asked, are you using skills? They're like, I've heard of them, but I don't really know what they are or how to use them. Skills are like instructions that you give the AI once, so that every time you go to the AI, you can just type / and the name of the skill, and it loads that skill and it'll do the thing you need it to do. I'll give you an example, and then we're going to wrap up for the week. So if I go into, and this is all in JourneyBuilder here, I go into Ask AI, right? But you can do this in Claude. Claude has skills. You Google AI skills. There are websites that have a million of them. I think there's one called skills.sh or something, or skills something. And it's like a directory of skills, right? Oh, Matt builds skills for the firm. Perfect. We're going to talk about skills for the next 4 weeks. We're going to build some. We're going to make sure everybody's using skills. Well, inside of the platform, we now have the ability to connect. Oh, I'm in the wrong account. Hold on a minute. And this is what we're going to be talking about, just so you know. Inside of our JourneyBuilder platform, we now have a full, think of it as like our own Claude, but it knows how to do everything in the CRM. So we can have it book appointments. We can have it send emails just from typing for it. So what we can do now is we can connect. I connected it with my Fathom meeting note taker. So I can like query inside of JourneyBuilder. I can like have it get a meeting summary and then add it to a note with somebody. Okay. But skills, this is what we're going to be talking about the next few weeks. We have a skill called professional follow-up writer. It knows everything. And we're going to give you this next week. We're going to give you this skill. And then anytime you need to write a follow-up to somebody, all you have to do is invoke the skill. So if I type / professional follow-up writer, need to send an email to a disgruntled customer, which I've never had to do before. Just kidding. I can't even type, but yeah, and it'll use those instructions of how to write, how to talk. So I don't have the thing that skills solve is having to give your AI the backstory every time you go. I want it to be these colors and it needs to be in this tone and this voice. So you take all your branding information, put it into a skill, just the instructions, the recipe, right? And then we build it. So that's what we're going to be talking about. Be on the lookout. RC, if you have the webinar for next Friday, if you have the registration link already set up, I'm going to let you post. There it is. There it is, guys. If you're still watching, if you're still in here, that is the registration link for next Friday's workshop webinar on skills 101. We're going to introduction to skills, and you'll get some, and we'll be building them out for the next few weeks. I also have an interactive finish my AI project workshop that we're planning right now. What that looks like, I don't know exactly the date we're going to do it. We're trying to get it done by the end of August. It might be into September, but Tyler, thank you. If you're working on something in AI, we're going to do like an interactive boot camp style workshop. It will cost a little bit of money. We'll all get in a Google Meet together, and we will work on finishing and helping finish projects that we might want to work on. You might be trying to vibe code something. You might be trying to build a website with AI. You might be trying to build an AI assistant. Maybe you're just trying to build a calculator. Maybe you just need a little extra help doing something. We're going to work on planning, and I want to do them once a quarter, like an interactive workshop where we're actually working on your real world projects, and I'll show you some of ours. So I think it'll be a lot of fun. It's kind of like a hackathon for business owners who are trying to figure out how to make AI work for them. All right. All right, guys. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Thanks for tuning in. I can't believe this one went almost an hour and a half, but I guess I had to make up for last week's 30-minute pre-recorded. All right, guys. Talk to you next week. Thanks again for tuning in. And hey, share this with a friend. Share this episode or share that registration link with your email list and say, hey, my friend Jay is doing these weekly webinars, and I'd love to have the more the merrier. All right. See you guys next week. Have a wonderful weekend. Be kind to somebody else today, and we will talk to you soon.